You know the vibes. Top of the week to y'all.
You already know what's going on.
Yeah. We bossed up today. We on some real black ownership, some black history shit right now. For sure. What's the word?
Yo.
Back again with the friends, with the fam. Yo. We got Hitter in the building. We got motherfucking Tony Diesel in the building. What up, Tom? What's going on? We got...
So you and Will got this third person stuff going on today. I don't know what y'all got going on. Will firing himself, you talking to yourself.
We got Boss Chav in the building.
Yo, what's happening?
And we got my brother for sure. We got Will at Envyion Studios, man.
What's going on? What's
the word, man?
Yeah, Will is great, man. How you
great.
That dress?
I ain't finished, man.
Man, listen.
Listen,
it don't even matter. Once we get through popping through this,
oh yeah,
I'm finna put y'all on something.
Yeah.
Now listen, don't turn this shit into no Casamigos, okay?
It's too late.
Like, don't turn this shit into that. Don't make it popular yet. This is only for super elite niggas, all right? It's about $75 a bottle, so it ain't too crazy.
Yeah.
And it's the best tequila in the world, all right?
Let's get to it.
Please, y'all, don't turn this shit into no Casa. But that's what I'm fucking with. It's called some Addictivo.
I get some of that.
Absolutely.
Let's get it.
With some cranberry. Y'all need ice? Y'all good to go?
Yes, sir.
You got something? Oh, you already ready.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
gonna give you a little dab. Make sure you
that?
fucking with it.
And while y'all
You know what I'm saying?
that,
If you like the taste, man, y'all free to
for sure.
free to help yourselves.
Is this liquor in here too? What is this, like an extra shot?
That's the extra shot. It's the cap that come with it. It's
that's
just some.
dope.
Oh, so you can feel the cap.
Yeah, you fill the cap up, carry the cap around. You know, I got a couple caps in the car. You know what I'm saying? You know how it
So, man,
goes.
let's start this episode off with toast.
Toast.
Yeah,
To our
absolutely.
brother Will.
And black entrepreneurship.
Black entrepreneurship. You
Appreciate
can't say
y'all.
Chicago music.
Now you gotta say
whatever.
$1 billion Will. That's what I call my man.
$1 billion. Speaking
$1
into
billion
existence.
Will right there.
I'm
$1 billion
$1,000
Will.
nigga right now, but I'm ready to be $1 billion nigga.
That's $1 billion Will.
Straight up.
This is nice.
It's different.
Smooth. Got like little
smooth.
sweet.
It's different. It's sweet though.
Yeah.
It is sweet though.
I'll rock with it.
You gotta fuck with it though.
I'll rock with it. So yeah, let's get some of that. Can you get a little of that cranberry going? You already know. And then, since it's an honor and a privilege, we be in your joint all the time.
Yeah, man.
You feel me?
And,
So we appreciate you. So we go ahead and pop this Bel Air for you.
oh, come on.
Get
Man.
that going.
Don't make me feel special, man.
No, you special.
I already feel special, man. Y'all.
Oh.
You know, y'all. Oh my goodness. Oh, did you get this, man? Oh, somebody bring some napkins.
Put my mouth on it. No, I can't do that.
COVID.
It was a quick decision. Like, what the fuck to do? What do I
Hey, but no, seriously, like, you know, y'all been, you know, y'all supporting us. You know, of course it's a give and take relationship, you know.
Yes, sir.
But y'all definitely supporting us, you know, and we 100% support, you know, G Talk, you know, 2020, and y'all been doing y'all thing forever. So it's just really an honor to be able to sit down and politic with y'all for a hot second. And let's get it, you know, and get into some saucy.
Get into
I got
it, man.
two things I gotta start at because Will was ahead of one thing and I ain't never seen this. The first thing from Will.
What's that?
Will brought the jewels out today, man.
Yeah.
He brought the jewels out.
I'm surprised.
Oh my God! He
I
thought he
feel
was going.
special.
He thought he was gonna be slick. He thought he was
I
gonna
feel
slide in
special.
like that. He ain't
come
gonna turn
in
to the
so
cameraman so the cameraman can get the picture. He's slick. Man.
No, I'll tell y'all what's going on. So I didn't even bring it in here, man. I might have to send Hitter in the office and get it. But you know, we had this thing going on in the studio. But if you come in the studio and you got on diamonds, we got to do a test. So I got the diamond tester.
Yes.
I didn't bring it in the room. I should have brought it. It's right literally the next room. So if
gotta
you
have
got
Hitter.
diamonds on, I got to test it.
Let's
You
see.
got to put it on camera. And if your shit real, I'm going to give you $20 out my pocket.
Oh shit.
If it's fake, you don't owe nothing. Ain't nothing gonna happen.
Just gotta leave.
But you might be a little exposed,
You get
because it
exposed.
does get posted.
Yes.
But it's not mandatory. It's only for whoever want to play. But if you want to play, you came in here, you got some good diamonds on. I'm you want to play? If they say, yeah, nigga, I'll play. Let's go. Now,
I'm with that.
Here's the deal. Some people literally don't know
They got the
that they ain't got on real diamonds.
Some people,
why-
some jewelers will tell you.
Believe
it's
it
real
or not,
diamonds.
and that's what make the game
Yeah.
tricky. So it's one of them things where, like, You know, they'd be like, oh yeah, I know my shit real, and then they get tested. But they, of course, you ain't testing the jeweler at the jewelry, and some niggas ain't never had it tested. Believe it or not, I never tested my shit until I got the damn tester.
Right.
I had to test my shit. Like, let me make sure.
Is it real?
I wasn't 100% confident, but it turned out I was okay.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But some people honestly don't even know, and they don't know what to look for.
Now, where can you buy a tester?
You can get a test online at Amazon, man. $16.
Amazon got everything.
Amazon got everything. But it's another thing you could do that I ain't know. I'm learning this shit. If you put your diamonds under a black light, they glow. If they don't glow, it's glass. Diamonds glow under a black light.
Yeah.
And when you buy the test kit, it come with a black light, with a magnifier. And you ain't even got to turn the lights off, man. It glow like in regular light. It ain't even that, like, it ain't like you got to look close. No, they glow. And you can look on YouTube, different videos that show you that, just to confirm that information. But put you a black light or some type of infrared light over your diamonds, and they'll glow. Some diamonds glow yellow. Some diamonds glow red. Some diamonds, even though it look clear to us, you put that light over it, you'll see the type of diamond it is based on the color that it glow. I didn't know that. I'm surprised nobody noticed. I didn't know it until I bought the damn diamond tester, because I was like, what's this shit that's coming? It came with a whole kit of testing. Anyway, long story short, we was doing that shit this weekend. We was just having fun, honestly. You know, nobody trying to put nobody on blast.
Come to the studio and you're flexing.
Yeah, don't be rapping.
Just know he ain't gonna put you on the spot, but he will ask you when he text your jewels.
Do you want to play? And sometimes some people really just be wanting to know. I had a female come in there. She said, yeah, I want to play. This motherfucking ring better be real.
My nigga paid $5,000 for this ring. He told me it's a diamond.
Yeah.
I seen that in real life before. Now that's embarrassing. Yeah, women act like they rings real or they necklaces real. Now that's where they got at.
And I think that comes from more of a sentimental thing. Like, I know this nigga ain't spending no money on no fake shit.
Right.
Damn, but yeah, the engagement rings, that's crazy. I want to play.
And to kick off the interview, I gotta ask this question, because Will has been kind of ahead of the spectrum a couple years. What made you create the podcast room years ago before COVID? Because, you know, that's when podcasts really
that's
took
when everybody
off.
had them.
But you had this studio building in what, end of 2017? Early 2018?
This studio here?
Yeah.
Well, the podcast was originally in Studio B. And that was back in 2017.
See, okay, that's what I say, yeah.
So we had the podcast in B. So before we actually had a designated space for it, you booked a session in Studio B, and we would bring out a table. We'd set the mics up. Yeah. Literally set up a setup for you to do the podcast.
But
we didn't have a space to do it at that time. And then once we looked at it, we said, no, that's too much work to keep setting it up every time. Plus, you need a designated space. So the little clothes shop that y'all see, that was the first podcast before.
Yeah, I remember,
But it was too small. It was cramped.
Yeah.
You know, niggas was sitting that bitch sweating. Yeah. But we got through it. Right. You know. And then we end up acquiring Studio D. And we said, you know what, let's move it in D and just permanently put it there. But the thought process, honestly, behind the podcast was really just, which is what we're doing right now, give people a platform to be able to, you know, publicly put their opinions out there, say what they need to say. It started off where one of the Envyion members would interview you, you know, and that's kind of how it started off. We had something called Envyion Radio, which is what you guys see on the banners behind you.
I remember that. And
what we were doing was artists would come in and they would record their songs, and we have a legitimate business sound exchange account. So what would happen was you would give me your song and I would play it on our internet radio station called Envyion Radio. Now we were paying monthly for this service. What this service did was every time an artist's song played on that station, that place would give the artist royalties for their plays. So as long as I was playing your music on my station, since it's legitimate and it's tied into sound exchange, you was getting money for me playing your music, which was a way to give back to the same people who was coming to do their music at Envyion. That was our way of paying you back. We're gonna pay you back in royalties. Just put your music on our station.
And you teach them the business side.
Absolutely. But that was some of the hiccups that we ran into was
trial and error.
Some of the people weren't purchasing their beats correctly. Some of the people weren't registering their music correctly. Some of the people weren't doing that part. And as hard as it was and as much as I tried, I really couldn't get everybody. So what was happening was I was playing some of these songs and it would get flagged or it would get taken down or it wouldn't allow me to play it because it wasn't a real legitimate registered song or it was somebody else's beat off YouTube or whatever. So a lot of the business stuff wasn't getting done as fast as I wanted it to get done. And we were trying to put music up there that really shouldn't have been up there. And you also had quite a few people who said, I'm not ready for my stuff to be out yet, so don't put it up. So you had a few people saying, don't put my stuff out because I'm still perfecting it. And then you had people saying, yeah, put it out, but it wasn't really their beats. And it really wasn't their music. It was some, I can't.
YouTube.
Absolutely. Or a cover to a song that's already out. I can't put that out. So those were some of the hiccups. Those were some of the reasons why I decided to pause Envyion Radio for a second. Plus, we came up with some better ways to do it this time around, which is a little bit less costly. But we definitely going to bring it back. But that's where it all come from. But we got some things in the works that's going to, potentially help some of these artists.
Can you share?
Start
some of those things?
in a better. Well, it's not a secret or anything. I mean, it's something that we've been doing for years. We just really sporadically do it. COVID really kind of slowed it down. We used to do like once a week classes where we'd invite people in and we would just have a few engineers in here, sit you down. Come on, we about to register your shit. We finna register your music. We finna show you how to copyright. We show you how to do whatever. Depending on your level of where you are, some people was at the level where they was ready to trademark and actually create their business and get their articles in corporation. Some people were just at the level where I don't know where I got the beat from. Okay, we starting down the whole of let's contact the producer. Let's get your BMI or ASCAP set up. Like there's levels depending on what artist.
No studio owners doing nothing
I just think it's real important because I see the impact of it, and just being in this for the amount of years that we've been doing this, we done seen the ones who are super famous now start off as everybody else starts off. So I didn't seen those same people. You know what I mean? I done had those same people in the studio that are now superstars. I seen them start off, and I saw that some of their work went, I would say, they didn't get fully compensated for it because in the beginning stages they didn't have that together. And eventually they figured it out.
That pop off too.
But what you gonna, your first 2 or 3 years and you blow up and you pop, you got millions and millions of views, but you ain't got your business together. You really lost a lot of momentum. If you had that kind of together, that could have helped you out. And it also prevents somebody from taking advantage of you because you kind of understand the business. Once you do get in a position where somebody want to pull you to the side and talk to you, you could kind of understand what they're saying. You ain't just saying, whatever, do whatever you're gonna do. You've been kind of following the process as you've been going through your career. So those are some of the reasons why I thought it was really important. And I don't want to see nobody get taken advantage of.
Kudos to you, man. Much love and respect, because people don't do that, man.
Appreciate that.
So we got to start from the garage because we know that's where Envyion started at.
Okay.
Shout out to the garage.
Come on, because that's what we have in common. Because the podcast started in the garage.
That's where the G Talk come from.
Okay.
So
you see the logo,
man. Listen,
we got the garage sound the logo.
So honestly, the garage was an accident. It was completely an accident. It wasn't planned. I didn't have the answers. I didn't really want to do this. Just fate kind of happened. It started off in an apartment. Okay. In Chicago, like right off like 82nd and Paulina, I had an apartment that I decided to. I went to Home Depot, got some 2x4s, built the booth, built the desk, put a board on it, and me and my friends and my homies and their friends would come into the apartment and we would just record.
So it started on some bullshit.
It started on some bullshit. We was just having fun.
But you converted an apartment.
But I got kicked out the apartment.
For the studio, of course.
And during the time I was, I had a house that I was renting out on some, I'm finna get into real estate type shit. So I ended up financing a townhouse and somebody was living in it, but I still had my apartment. Long story short, person moved out of my townhouse. I ended up getting kicked out the apartment, had to move into the same townhouse, which was my property that I was leasing out. because they had moved out. They couldn't afford rent and a townhouse at the same time. Couldn't do both. Had to move out the apartment, whatever. Moved into the townhouse, had all this equipment in the apartment. Man, I'm just gonna throw that shit in the garage. Threw that shit in the garage just on some, let's just get it out the way. I ain't had nowhere to put it. It was a lot of stuff. Yeah. Just big ass tables, booths, that kind of stuff. And that's how it actually started. So whenever I wanted to do some music, I would go out in the garage, but the garage is hot. So you open up that garage door and people would hear, hey, here's a studio over here. Not really, but shit, what you talking about? Man, give me $20. I'll record you. Right. Just really.
And what year was this? When you like
2009, you know, up until about 2010. And then eventually, you know, those same people was coming back. Man, I got another song. Can you record it? All right, man, bring me a 12-pack. Bring me a 6-pack. Like, it wasn't, I didn't care.
It was fair trade type shit.
Absolutely. It wasn't a big deal. And that went on for a little while. And then eventually I was like, man, give me like $25 an hour. I could do it. And then it just went from there. Wow. And then the storefront happened because eventually the neighbors complained. They called the police. The music was too late, you know. And eventually we said, man, we need to find a little space. Which was a big sacrifice because now you had to work a job in order to pay for the space, and there wasn't enough money to do it.
Nobody talks about
That's
that part.
That's a whole nother part, process of that. So it's a big deal.
What was your 9-to-5 career to support?
I was working at UPS. I was a supervisor at UPS.
Damn.
Talk about that shit.
Part-time supervisor at UPS. When I got out the Navy, I was in the Navy. When I got out the Navy, I went straight to UPS as a part-time package handler, loading trucks. Loaded 4 trucks.
Shout out to you for being a vet too.
I went to UPS too, senior high school, going to.
Yeah, did that for a minute. They saw some potential, and I became a little supervisor.
I legit quit my first official day. Like I did orientation. It was me and my homies. It was like the summer of us graduating high school.
Okay.
And I'm like, man, I just need a quick bag because everybody talk about how much money it is in UPS and shit. And you're like, oh, okay, yeah, you know, let me get
at that time, maybe.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh yeah, let me check a bag.
Then I'm train every week too.
I quit the first night. It was hot as hell, and I'm trying to like really stack the boxes how they teach you in the training, and then bro just tossing them bitches in there.
They coming down the line, you just toss the motherfuckers out.
I was loading.
Ways to build
I'm like, man, I like unloading better.
See, I was an unloader. See, I had a good. You just knock the wall down, you throw that shit up the conveyor belt.
It's way easier to unload. You just gotta be fast. You gotta be fast. I was a preloader, so I loaded the brown trucks, the ones we see driving around. I was a preloader, so that we did that. Y'all worked in the primary. Yeah, I worked on the outbounds. I worked in the preload, so a little bit different. But anyway,
so I did the easy work.
No, I you know what? Y'all's was more harder. Mine was more thinking.
Yeah.
Because you had to know the addresses. Yeah. And you had to put the boxes on the truck based on where the damn box was.
So it was more like mental logistics.
Yes, it was mental logistics. If the box was on, okay, where is going? Kedzie Avenue? Yeah. That go over here.
Right.
This going on Lincoln Avenue? That go over here. Yeah. You had to know that other driver came in and cussed your ass out.
Right, like, man, you got boxes all over.
You got boxes all over.
He feel that shit. He worked for Amazon. Hey, shout out to Smoke Visuals, man.
Shout out to Smoke.
Hey, because I promise you, we had a conversation about that. As you talking with, I'm like, that's my boy right there. He know all about this shit. The addresses, all that shit. But man, so you say you was really, so you got the place first, then you got the job, or you got the job like it was the?
No, I already had the job. Okay, I had the job through that whole process.
Yeah. So doing recording, that was just your hobby?
Absolutely. Okay. Yeah, just something.
Turn it to a little side hustle.
Yeah, just doing money on the side. And believe it or not, that stayed a hustle, you know, and when we created Envyion in 2010, that's when I realized I needed to take this a little more seriously. Yeah. And we created it in 2010. I didn't really leave my job until 2017. So a whole 7 years went by. All this was going on. I was still working 12-hour shifts at UPS.
That's crazy.
While still doing what I was doing with Envyion.
Okay, so I got two questions. One, where did the name
I was just about to ask that.
Envyion is...
No, we didn't sing, my brother.
Envyion is 2 words, envy and beyond. So what it means is, instead of just looking at something that you want, which is considered envy, look past that Because if you shoot further, then you'll always be further than what you actually reach for. So what's the saying? If you reach for the stars and you don't reach them, you'll at least get to the moon.
Yeah.
But that's better than trying to reach for the moon and don't ever go out in space.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like Envyion is more like always look further than what you think you can reach.
Yeah.
And then you will at least reach your goal. Not only will you reach your goal, you'll reach actually further than
what the goal was.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, second question. How were you able to run a thriving business like this, bro, and working that 12-hour shift? Because you got average workers right here, like we do our 9 to 5, and we still got multiple business and do multiple things. Like, how are you able to manage it?
Sacrificing my personal time.
Yeah.
Sacrificing friends and family.
Yeah.
Sacrificing rest and sleep.
Yeah.
I work downtown at Jeff Street. So I would leave the studio roughly about 11 p.m. I would grab my UPS clothes, put them on, drive to UPS. I don't got to start until about 3 in the morning. I get there about, 11, 12,
Take your nap.
sleep in my car,
Yeah.
set an alarm, wake up, go in there, do my work, okay? Get off, I'm tired, get in my car, go to sleep, wake up, try to drive. If I'm too sleepy, I pull over. I usually pull over on 119th and right there with a little mall at over there on 119th. And I usually pull over. That was my sleeping spot. That was my lot. I did that for like 4 years. I slept. I pulled over in that lot and slept for like 2 hours. And I would wake up and look at my clock and say, "Oh shit, it's 11 o'clock. It's time to open the studio." Go home, take a shower. I had my sleep. I was cool. I slept for 2 hours. That's all I needed.
Yeah.
Came, changed, put my Envyion clothes on, came back to the studio.
Hey, this is like my story.
No, seriously.
This is like my schedule right now, what you described.
Nah, bro, that's how I did it. And I ain't gonna say it's pretty. It was ugly.
Yeah.
I know it's ugly.
People looked at you like you was crazy. You sacrificed relationships, girlfriends, and and all that kind of stuff, depending on how far you are in. Especially like when it comes to like kids and all that. Like you really are putting a lot to the side.
Yeah.
But in the end, I always told myself that if I wasn't good, how am I gonna make sure that they good?
Exactly.
We could sit back and we could say, well, as a man, my job is supposed to be there for her every need. But if her needs are, take her out to dinner here, take her to the show there, buy her a watch. These are small things. Yeah. How about something that we really can pass on to generations, and something that where they really can go on a trip, and we don't look at how much it costs. Yeah. Like that's really what it's about. It's about something much bigger than what a lot of people expect. So I had to tell myself, like, I can't really help you if I can't help myself.
Facts.
And then it's past you. It's bigger than you. Yeah. This podcast, your show is bigger than you.
It is.
Your show is going to employ hundreds of people one day. Yeah. Your show is going to create opportunities for other people to pay their bills and their lifestyles. For sure. So now your decisions ain't necessarily based on you no more. Really. It's about the people behind you. Every decision that I make right now has to do with Hitter paying his rent. Yeah. Somebody else paying their rent. All these people got to pay their bills based on these decisions. So it's bigger than me.
And it's crazy because
past me.
People, especially, it is funny, especially like, it's alternating engineers. And the ones who don't know me, so I'll be like, yeah, man, can you tell Will something? Because they don't know that we know each other. Mm-hmm. So they be like, well, I would see if I can get a hold of him because I just started yesterday. Or I'm like, bro, Will is cool, bro. Just ask Will. It's funny.
Yeah. That's one thing I can say, like, bro. Like, go ahead.
Your name is like a real staple in like the Chicago hip hop circle. And it's funny because I hear artists really talk about like, I be at Envyion. Yeah, I recorded Envyion too. Mm-hmm. Well, I know Will. And niggas be like, damn, you know Will? Like, hell yeah, I know Will.
You know what? And that's great, but that was never the goal.
Yeah, man, but
that was the reason why it's not Will Studios. It's Envyion Studios because I wanted to create a platform that everybody can benefit from, and not just me. So when I'm not on the scene, they have just as much faith in everybody else who's part of this organization.
Real talk.
and not just me, not a one man show, not a one man team, because it take a community to really make a difference.
Real talk.
You know, and I want this thing to expand. You know. You know, I'm looking for franchisees.
Yeah, and I
I'm
can
looking
really
for people who ready to open the Envyion out.
It's crazy
in these other places. Like we need to band together.
We're
gonna have to talk about that off air, because I was just talking to my mans about like. We gonna talk off it.
That's absolutely. It's a lot that go into that kind of stuff, and you really got to be 100% interested in doing that. But you know, it's a lot of. I've been reading books and state laws on how to do shit. And if we do it the right way, like everybody can really be millionaires. And that's but the problem be people want to do their own thing. Yeah. And I totally respect that, and I totally understand that. But at the same time, if you can implement your processes and your ideas with somebody else's processes, ideas, and everybody can kind of understand where you're going with it, why not? Well, why not? Like, why not get that backing? Like, why not like get that help?
And I think that's
so much
one of the things
right now.
I think that goes into everything with Chicago as far as on the music side. That mentality, like there is no coming together. It's always going to have to be one side in the top and one person over that. You know what I mean? Even going back, I forgot what I was just watching, but they were talking about this podcast guy named Al Prophet. But anyway, he was talking about Nate Hill. You know, Nate Hill is an infamous drug kingpin from like the 80s, mid 90s or whatever. Okay. And got Lisa Ray, found out MC8 was like an informant, didn't make a movie. They were making a movie, found out he was like snitching on somebody in California, like cut the whole movie deal. That's why Lisa Ray's first movie never came out. It's crazy. It's a crazy backstory. But he was saying he based his recording label, his movie production companies in New York and in LA because back then street organizations were taxing record labels or any entities, any businesses that were profiting on that side of town.
Huh. Okay.
So it's crazy.
Okay, I never heard that.
Yeah, so it's crazy how like now we could, really free enterprise.
No, we can do it.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But back then it was like, damn, you know what I mean? So, and I think that's why even now with the music, it's not as powerful where people can yay and nay like gatekeepers as we think as it used to be. But more now is like people tweaking with the gang violence, and that's why, you know what I mean, a lot of people really not getting on the way because they got the views, they got the numbers, they got the formulas, but it's too dangerous.
You know, it is, and my opinion on that is everybody has don't get me wrong, music is a way to express yourself, and the way you express yourself in your music is going to be based on your real lifestyle and what you truly experience. So I understand it. I understand why they do what they do. I understand why they say what they say. You know, don't get me wrong, I'm a little more mature. So even if I thought a certain way, I probably wouldn't say certain things in my music because I would understand the long-term effects of that statement.
You understand cause and effects.
Absolutely. So that's the only thing I would say. Yeah, be who you are. But just understand that when you go to do a show, now you gotta worry about
who's at the show.
Those
you put
people
the energy out there
that's at that show. Like that's my only thing about it. But I totally understand why people say what they say. But from another aspect, if you think about the music game, it's like especially like I'm gonna use Chicago because I'm here. It's so many artists right now, right? Or people with talent and people with potential. But there's a big void for those gatekeepers that you talked about earlier and those administrators that you talked about earlier. There's a big void for those type of people. And if you take an artist and you think about what they have to do. Just think about all the other people that also come in line for that. And that's what I mean by it's so much opportunity out here.
Yeah.
But some people don't want to play their role. If everybody want to be the top dog, the top artist, the top famous person, then who's the managers? Ain't none, because everybody artists.
Right.
Who's the A&Rs? Ain't none. It's only
Everybody
like
artists.
5 or 6 A&Rs. How do y'all all expect to be noticed if it's only 5 or 6 of them? If y'all was to become A&Rs, y'all would immediately become successful.
Yeah.
Because it ain't none.
Yeah.
That's the void.
Now, how can a
Pause.
person?
Let me talk on that,
Okay.
because he ain't never lied, and that's the thing why I really stopped rapping, bro. Because you have everybody that's rapping like they think that's an easy way to get some money in your pocket. They think that's an easy hustle. You ain't got no managers. You ain't got nobody that's leading and trying to help develop the next career and help guide
I'm
a
not
career.
gonna lie. I started off the whole cycle of like everything you could do in Chicago. Like I was modeling. That helped me get into the mindset like, man, I could start a clothing line. You know what I mean? Because now I'm talking to the clothing designers and I'm just, you know what I mean, really Q&A. And then my cousin, and I'm still mad at him because him and Fashion Geek, when they first started, were doing fashion shows together. They were homies. They were this and that. It was tight for them. I know it was tight for him. That's the game. My cousin was like, I don't know. It's getting uncomfortable.
Okay.
I'm about to fall back. Moved back to where he was from, and now he's a bus driver where he's from.
Okay.
And you look at Fashion Geek, and then it just makes you think like, damn. And I know if I think it because I was like his assistant, you know what I mean, which that also helped me and it taught me how to the clothing line game. But I'm just thinking like, man, if I'm feeling it like, damn, if my cousin just would have stuck it out, he would have been like these niggas. You feel me? Because they were legit here. Like everything, they were here. They were at the same events doing the same thing. You know what I mean? And then how I got into the film, I got into like fucking with sound man, and I'm doing like hood movies and things like that. And then next thing I know, I got burnt. I should have did contracts. Like I see people living good, eating good, Instagram, and I'm like blocked. You feel me? And I'm like, damn, what the hell is going on? Like, and then but that experience taught me so much. So I'm like, man, I'd rather have that. And then of course everybody like the exposure, you know, we seen you. And then, you know, to help me get on the Shy and other things, because now I got like film credentials and whatnot.
Okay.
But everything I've done, you feel me? But it all started with rapping. Because the rapping taught me, man, I'm spending money on clothes, might as well do a clothing line. But I know how to do a clothing line because I've been working with my cousin, and then I've been talking to people, so I'm just piecing, you know, sewing my own.
I definitely think it's important to understand the culture of it and have a really good understanding. Like I rapped for a long time.
Ooh, we had to talk about that song you made too.
Yeah, because that's a banger.
Oh, you talking about the Dynamic Blicks?
Yeah.
You gotta watch that video, bro. I thought Will had choppers. I thought he was Pooh Shiesty. I was like, whoa, what's going on?
No,
you know,
with mics.
Mixed up with mics.
With mics, they like choppers.
Yeah,
like
we'll play it, but the concept was like and again, I don't, you know, I really appreciate some of the creativities from some of these artists that come out, but I do also see that some of them can't find anything else to do.
Yeah.
And my whole thing, like I shot videos for years as well before I decided to just really say, let me just focus on the music, on the engineering side. I shot videos, and I noticed a lot of people really just didn't have an idea. They really depend on a videographer to have all the answers.
Shout out to
So they just shoot a video, or they'll call you, I want to do a video shoot. And we thinking, all right, we get our camera, we charge our batteries up. Where you at? Where you gonna be? Okay, you got all these extra. You got so much other stuff to worry about. You got to make sure you don't forget nothing. I got 2 extra memory cards. That's the shit we talking about. We worrying about lenses and things like that.
Come up up with a treatment.
And we pull up, and they like, all right, where we going? You like, bro, y'all have to figure that out. Now here we are, like trying to give you props, letting you use my pistol, you know, like, cause y'all ain't got the pistol, but
Just
y'all
rapping about
But now I'm
pistol.
calling one of my girls to come. So what I realized was, some of these guys don't have a plan. They don't have a idea of what they want to do with the video. And we're seeing a lot of that with a lot of the videos with the guns. It's like every video got a gun, some money, and that's pretty much it. And smoking weed.
Ain't got
That's
no
it.
females in the videos.
Them the
nowadays.
man, that's actually going away. I'm surprised. Like
Yeah.
that's actually going
Yeah.
away. So the Dynamic Blitz video was just a way of saying, hey, you can. There's other ideas. There's
things you
other
can rap about.
things you can do. Even if you looked at it as I didn't want it to seem like a parody or anything, but I wanted it to show that we can still be creative with this thing.
I mean, that's what it was.
You know what I mean? And it had a message behind it if you listen to the lyrics.
So, and that's
you
what
know?
made it cool, because in a way it was a parody. Because you thinking, and especially with Dynamic Blitz, you thinking like they got crazy guns. You know what I mean? Like that's what
it's
my
really
man was at.
a dynamic mic because
feel-
microphones are dynamic. So it's
you feel me?
that
It's
was why we used
a
Dynamic Blitz.
a
But
double
yeah,
entendre in a way.
absolutely,
You know what I
absolutely.
mean? And then you listen to the lyrics, and you're like, "Oh shit, they're talking about recording." Wait a minute, that's not actually bad. Like that was how I do. Like I'm looking at the video. You showed me the video. I'm looking at it like, Will got a pistol? Oh no, those are mics. Oh, what the fuck is he talking about?
Because he had the flashlights and everything.
You feel me? And I'm like, what the hell is he talking? Oh,
No,
he really spitting on here.
it was fun. It was
I'm
fun.
fucking with this.
And I just the whole message was, guys, let's get creative. Guys, let's change it up a little bit.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, everybody got guns. Everybody
Yeah.
get this. Everybody got weed. Everybody. So it's kind of like you're not proving anything anymore.
Yeah.
I want people to just think outside the box and be
that's
more
really
creative,
what it
because
is.
I'm like that.
Yeah.
I'm a very think outside the box, very creative person. Always coming up with a new idea.
Yeah.
You can ask these guys. They always like, Will, what you doing now, man?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out a way to do. Will, just be cool, calm down. No, man, we got to come up with a better way to do this.
So
like,
you always being
you know,
innovative.
instead of just looking at what somebody else doing and saying, I'm about to do a
Right.
video exactly the same way. So I just want these guys to be more creative, because this is a different generation, and this generation that's out now is not doing the same thing as maybe what my generation was
Right.
doing and what our parents' generation was
Right.
doing. They're not doing that. They're not even tolerating that shit. They're not listening to none of that. They're like, we ain't doing none of that.
Yeah.
And that's cool. I actually like that.
Yeah.
But you got the idea, but now you got to think through it. You got to
Yeah.
think through it, and you got to be creative.
That's it.
All right,
Real
so
talk.
have you seen Juice WRLD career from the start?
Yeah, because I want to get into some good shit. I
How
know
was
that
that,
when I asked
man?
that.
Like, cause I see the plaques, like as we walk in the studio, where you see the plaques, the 10 times platinum, and all his success from the first and second album. Like, did you see something special in him when he first started recording?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Just really a ball of energy.
Mm-hmm.
Believe it or not, he always was happy and always smiled and always had good energy. And not to take away from nobody else, a lot of these people that come in the studio are like that. Like they really enjoy being in this environment. Like that's one of the things that pushed me to continue to do music and to do the studio thing, is because of how happy it makes people.
Yeah.
And so when he would come in the studio, he was always happy. He always had these ideas, and of course everybody starts off doing cover songs.
Yeah.
And that's how he started off. He was doing cover songs. He was doing the, you know, you could call me on my cell phone, cover songs by Drake, you know, but he would put his own lyrics to it.
Word.
And I remember, it's real funny because he actually did a cover to that song. If I could find it, I might try to find it. But he did a cover to it, but I hadn't heard the original. I hadn't heard the Drake version.
So you think he got a banger?
I swear to God. I was like, nigga, and I felt dumb later after realizing that it was a cover, but it was so cold. Like, I thought it was the best song ever. I was like, nigga, this song gotta go.
Man.
This one gotta go.
Man, we
and he
gotta
like,
push
nah,
this
Will,
shit.
this is Drake's, you know. And I'm like, oh damn, because I'm in the studio world. We don't really listen to the radio. You know, we more
You hear so much music all day.
We more in tune to the artists. We're not as in tune to the mainstream.
Right.
We more in tune to the underground, local. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I just didn't hear. I hadn't heard it yet for some reason. So and he was in tune to what was going on. Anyway, long story short,
because he was still on the outside looking in.
he did the song. I thought it was wonderful. That's what turned me on to him.
Yeah.
Because he was so cold.
Yeah.
And then later, you know, I remember talking to him like, man, you got to start getting your own beats. You got to start getting your own. And I remember him, he would come to the studio like, yeah, I got a new producer. Who you? Nick Mirror. That's he's sending me beats. So Nick Mirror was sending beats. And I'll be like, all right, send me the beat. He'll send me the beat. We'll upload the beat. We'll do the song. He'll get through the song quick. I'm like, damn, okay. Go back and do ad-libs. Like, if you look at some of the Juice WRLD sessions that we recorded, like, it wasn't that many takes. Like, it wasn't no, like...
Yeah.
He'll run through that shit, run through it, but it was a hit every time. Yeah. So he was booking a 2-hour studio session, but he was getting a lot done, and it still sounded good. A lot of these songs that y'all hearing now was done one time, never touched again, never mixed again. But they got millions of views. Damn. We did it one time, we sent it out, and that's it. I never had an opportunity to go back and say, I could mix this better. Of course I'm a better engineer than I was back in, you know what I mean? 2016 when I met him, 2017. But some of those songs are hits right now. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like even Lucid Dreams, like when that blew up.
So you did Lucid Dreams?
Yeah, I did Lucid Dreams.
What the freak?
Wow. Yeah.
I'm trying to, so what the fuck?
So when we recorded...
Willie.
Okay,
let's talk about it.
You gotta tell that session.
Let's talk about it.
All right, so he came in, he did Lucid Dreams. That was the same day he did Moonlight. Ooh. The same day he did, what did he do? He did Lucid Dreams, Moonlight, and I think he did Eye Contact that day as well. That's all I can remember for now. But I think it was another song that he did.
When you say he knocking out bangers.
No, he was knocking out songs. And again, I never went back and did it. So he called me one day. He FaceTimed me. And he said, man, send me that. It was called Remember Me. Send me Remember Me. I was like, okay, cool. I was like, why? He was like, cause the label wanted. They want Remember Me. It wasn't called Lucid Dreams. Oh. He was still Juice the Kid at the time. Damn. I was like, why you want that song? I was like, they need to be listening to blah, blah, blah. Right. Cause we thought the other songs was the hits. He was like, oh no, I don't like it either. He admitted it. He even said that in some of the interviews if you look back. Neither one of us thought that song was gonna blow up. So he said, send me Remember Me Not. We calling it Lucid Dreams. And I said, all right. I said, who won it? He was like, my label. So he put them on. So then the label, Interscope, the marketing director, Interscope, all them, which I'm still cool with now, got on a FaceTime. Hey, Will, how you doing? Nice to meet you. I'm like, okay, what's going on? Hey, man, send us this song. We love it. All right, cool. So I emailed him the song, and next thing you know, it blows up.
So I got a question.
And now it's apparently diamond.
I got a question. So
and I never went back and mixed it again.
So
I was pissed.
I got a question on.
I was pissed.
Did somebody else touch that song?
Nobody touched it.
Can I get? I
never. They don't have.
First.
It was just a one-time mix. But here's the problem. There's things that when I hear that song, I can hear that I could have did better. Yeah. It bothers me to this day. Because I know, like, man, I could have did better on that. I could have fixed that better. But it's over with, you know. So that taught me as an engineer, do it perfect. Yeah. Even if the artist is rushing you, or even if y'all feel like, we was just no.
Every time,
that song might get released.
Every time,
that song might be out, and you ain't gonna have another opportunity to go back and say, pull that song down off all of the platforms so I can mix it again. Yeah.
And that's
what taught me.
You know what's crazy? Because like my homie was going through a breakup. Juice got signed like 2018, didn't he? So my homie was going through a breakup, bro. I don't know how we found Juice SoundCloud page. And when I tell you Juice had hits out this world, like I feel like some of his greatest songs has never touched the earth yet. Like I mean, has touched the masses that they haven't heard it yet. Right. And it's crazy because this was 2 weeks before he got signed to Interscope. Because like, bro, We listening to his music. My homie going through his heartbreak. Every night we smoking, listening to Juice WRLD, bro. And one night we go to SoundCloud. Where the fuck is Juice WRLD music at? We don't see shit from Juice WRLD. All the song you see is All Girls Are the Same because that's the first single they released.
Right.
Yeah.
So like, what the fuck going on? So then that's when it hit. Oh, Juice signed with Baby. Bro, we was mad because we don't have none of the Juice WRLD songs that was recorded before he got signed, bro. Like that, I feel like that was his best music.
Damn, yeah, when it was pure. So, are you eating off the diamond pie of that song?
Yeah, absolutely.
I was just to ask here because I be seeing studio. I see studio credits.
I ain't never shook a rich nigga hand
And
before.
that was one of the questions I really had from because
I ain't never shook a rich
growing up
nigga
as a
hand
kid, I see where the studios, where the songs and albums were recorded in the studios where it was mixed and mastered, and I always wondered like, do the engineers get paid off these songs?
It depends on the agreement that you have with the artist or with the label or whatever, you know. But you know what? I typically don't, because of how we do it here. We don't ask for anything from the artist. Like, if you came in here and you paid for studio time and your song did whatever, you don't owe us nothing. Now, if you give us something later, it's totally up to you. You know what I'm saying? If you come back and say, "Hey man, Will,
Tell
you
the
a real
truth.
nigga,"
Tell the truth. Do artists come back and say, "Will, you a real nigga"?
a lot of them don't have the opportunity to do that. Some do. Have I had phone calls like that? Absolutely. Have somebody called me and said, "Yeah, well, I'm gonna take care of you." Absolutely. Do
That's
they
love.
have to? Absolutely not. In their contract, they're not obligated to do anything, and I don't ask for anything.
That's player. That's player.
And you know what I mean? But some do. Most
But
don't.
that's why you prosper, bro.
Most don't.
Because
But
you're
a
not
lot
asking
can't.
for it.
A lot of them can't. Like their agreements prohibits them from doing that. So it ain't really their fault. And I understand that. Like, because I know how artist contracts go.
What other like big time artists from Chicago have you recorded from? You seen from like the start? Because
Back in
we got a Wall
2011,
of Fame back there.
11,
We gotta get on that Wall of
2012,
Fame,
I was
too.
recording OTF Nunu.
Oh my! Hold on.
Dirk and them,
wait,
Dirk and
pause,
them, yeah.
Man,
Pause.
we
Hold on.
need
Wait.
some-
I did his
pause.
whole mixtape.
We need
Hold
some
on.
drops.
Which one? Which Dirk mixtape you did?
I'm talking about OTF Nunu.
Oh no. Oh. Let me.
We
I'm
on the
gonna
block?
let you know.
We on the
Besides
block?
Dirk, OTF Nunu was the best OTF artist. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. He was damn that better than Dirk in the
Yeah,
beginning.
we did Nunu's whole tape. And was devastated when that shit happened.
God damn.
I
R.I.P.
remember when it happened. I'm
R.I.P.
like,
Nunu.
fuck. He was a real good dude, real cool dude.
Yeah.
Like the tabloids might
was
portray them as
cool, low
complete
key.
savages. Respectful nigga, like
Yeah.
super respectful. Hey, how you doing, man? What's going on? Real clean guy. Like nothing what you would think when you look at the internet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Real cool dad. Recorded Tink, recorded Dreezy. Let me see.
Of course you got
Couple
Queen.
legends. What? CJ Casper, the Cha Cha Slide. I still record him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, he still. I recorded the new Cha Cha Slide, the one
What
he
the fuck?
released. I done.
This man.
It's just like it's just so casual. Like, oh,
I'm
yeah.
doing all your favorites.
Let me see. There's a few people, man.
Shout out to Queen Key. I know you.
Queen Key, you know that's
Yeah.
my that's
So do you
family right
personally
there.
record her, Queen Key?
Yes.
Oh, so they
I've been
I
recording
need
Key
Will.
since 2014.
So they say, I need Will to record me. I don't want nobody else.
I still record her because she has a very unique way of like recording because she don't necessarily like use a paper or pen or anything and due to the way her momentum is, I enjoy recording her.
Yeah.
Like we create as we go.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, me and Juice had that same relationship. Like as we went, we was creating.
Yeah.
Like he was vibing off me, I was vibing off him. Like it was a creativity
Yeah.
as it go. It ain't always just about the engineer sitting back, hitting the record button, and the artist recording. No, it's about the engineer doing certain things that trigger the artist to do certain things.
And I think that's what
and
it
that's
is.
that chemistry that create that
Yeah,
song.
cause y'all
But
make, I ain't
as
gonna lie, y'all make the songs.
Yeah.
Like sometimes the artists go in, lay the vocals down, and it's cool. It's
And
like-
that's why I had to learn as an artist, and then when I became a CEO of a record label, that I'd rather spend that money on an Envyion Studios than waste my time. Because anything else is wasting your time. From rather you trying to learn it yourself. I'm not saying that's a waste of time, but that takes time.
It does.
We trying to get out. We're not trying to learn how, or going to your homie who got at the studio in the closet and he's learning and y'all both learning as you go.
Absolutely, bro.
It sounds like a dream.
If you want your car fixed, you're gonna take it to the dealership.
You know,
You're gonna pay them to do it,
And that's
because they got
cool.
years of experience. They're gonna do it right. You ain't got to worry about nothing.
Right.
Or you could go start reading books,
right.
and you could get on YouTube and try to figure out how to fix it yourself.
And you got
but
some
that's
sex
gonna
stories
take
like
you
that.
10 years,
Right.
or just let them niggas do it.
Right.
That's the difference.
Or let your homie who kind of went to school to do it, but then he said, you know
You
what?
can try,
I learned enough.
but
And that's
'Cause that's
cool
how
to
it be.
record a quick
'Cause-
song and drop it, but if you gonna really try to get a full body of work, you can't keep half-assing it.
bro, I think that's how the world go around. You know, if you ask me, if somebody right now said, Will, I need a really good video shot or whatever, I'm even personally not going to say, I'll shoot your video, just pay me. Because I know there are videographers way better than me. They in the game, they've been doing this for a minute. I'm gonna refer them, man. Look, go to that guy. Go to that guy, because he gonna get it right. Well, Will, don't you know how to do it? Yeah, I know how, but I'm not as good as him. If you want it right, pay for it. Even me. I'll pay for it. I'm not gonna waste time trying to figure out your craft. I ain't trying to learn his craft, and that's what make the world go around.
Yeah.
You need a good producer, you pay for the beat. Pay for it. You need a good engineer, pay for the engineer.
Yeah.
Don't try to learn how to engineer.
Real talk.
You know what I'm saying?
Real
Like,
talk.
why you trying to learn how to do it? Like, and don't get me wrong, to each his own. And if you interested in that craft, start learning it.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, you need it done.
Yeah.
Go on and pay for somebody to do
Real
it.
talk.
And
That's how the
speaking of
world
that,
Real talk.
do you have to have any background in engineering to work at Envyion?
We look for people who have experienced some type of schooling, some type of education. So everybody who works here has some type of education, like they have some type of certificate or they graduated from some type of school
Right.
that says, you know, hey, I'm an engineer. And the reason for that is because, you know, you want to make sure that you're bringing on people who really know what they want to do. They really dedicated to this, because you putting somebody's life in that person's hand. Like, I'll be honest with you, like, I feel like every person who walk in this door, at least here at this studio, I don't know about everywhere else, but at this studio, when somebody pay, I don't care if they paying the $45 or they paying the highest amount, it don't matter.
Yeah.
When they walk in that room, they handing you that money, and they about to go in the booth and they about to put their feelings on a track, and they finna be completely open with you. I want that person to be in the best possible position possible, because the reason I'm gonna say that is, have you ever released something that you didn't like?
Yes.
That you didn't like? You was like, I don't like this. Are you gonna release it to the
No.
world? No. You gonna release it to the world?
No, sir.
If you don't like it, you ain't gonna release it.
I mean, I've recorded shit, and later on, I'm like, man, I ain't like that shit. But at the time, no. I feel what you're saying.
The point is, if the artist don't like the song, they not gonna release it. If the artist don't release the song, what happens to it?
I just said it.
It sits. The goal is for the artist to be 100% confident in their material.
Yeah.
The goal is for you to love this episode so much that you release it to the world. If there's elements about this podcast episode that you don't like, you're not gonna release it. You're gonna say, no, the audio ain't right.
Right.
The video ain't right. I can't put that out. But if you love it, which is what the engineer's job is, to make sure it's perfect, it's quality, you like it, they confirm it with you. They asking you, what else can we do to make this better? You got to walk out of here so confident with that piece of material. You got to say, I'm finna get this to the world. I'm about to do a video to it. I'm about to register it. I'm about to copyright it. Ain't nobody gonna steal my product. You got to leave out of here so confident that that is the thing that's gonna take you to the next level.
Right.
That is our job, to make you leave feeling like that. Because when you feel like that, you literally gonna push that thing.
Yeah.
And guess what? It's gonna work. But if you ain't confident in it and you say, I don't really like how it turned out,
Yeah.
opportunity lost.
And then you might
Even
not
if
get
it was good,
Yeah.
you wasn't sure about it.
And then they might come back. So it's kind of like good. It got to be quality because you got to keep the customer satisfied. They got
Absolutely. But it ain't even about that. It's about you being so confident in it that you put it out. The more music that sits in the hard drives, the more I feel like we wasted our time.
Damn.
Facts.
I don't care how much money you paid me. I wasted my time because you didn't put the fucking song out.
Yeah.
Why is the song not out? I put my hard-earned efforts and my experience and my skills into the song. Why is it not out? Because I don't like it. That's a failure on me.
At least have a TV.
That's how I look at it. Now, that might be a lot. That might be, people might say, no, you're taking on too much. But seriously, if you don't look at it like that,
Then for the wrong thing.
the goal is for everything that come up out of here to get released, because that's going to create more opportunity, and that's going to create the chances of it blowing up way higher than it's going to be if it sits in my damn hard drive.
Yeah.
I don't want it sitting in the hard drive. It needs to be out in the world.
Now, do you get credits for?
We don't get
it?
credits. We
No.
don't ask credits. No. It's all works for hire. It's all works for hire. The only way a studio is going to get credits for music that a studio records is if a studio does some type of agreement with the artist that says you ain't got to pay for studio time, blah, blah, blah. Or if the studio, let's say the engineer decides to write something or do something to the song that wasn't originally like that, and the artist agrees to give that engineer some type of publishing writing credit, then yeah, technically. But the studio itself, no. Maybe the engineer, maybe, but not the studio itself. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because it's all works
fair.
for hire, and we want it to be like that because we don't want people to feel like if I go to that studio, they're gonna have rights to my song. No, you got 100% rights to your song. We just want to see you be successful.
Yeah.
That's it. I want you to blow up, and I don't want nothing from it. Because at the end of the day, if you really look at the statistics and you look at what really goes on, if you blow up, people gonna know where you came from.
And they don't want to come back.
And they gonna come. So even if you give me 0 cents and you only paid me $70 for that one session and you blow up and you become a multimillionaire, I ain't sitting back saying, man, that nigga should have paid me more than $70. No, because now I have returning clientele coming for years to come
so
because you
they
blew
wanna
up.
lead to another
That's how
question.
you get paid back.
Yeah.
That leads to a new question. Would you be satisfied if Juice wouldn't took care of you, but you got that Envyion on the mix?
Absolutely.
Every time you hear,
Absolutely.
because you can't
Absolutely.
even say how many customers you got off that from the Chicago.
Absolutely.
But you know what?
That's enough itself.
I'm not even gonna lie. You
That's
got
enough.
that because when you think of Atlanta studios, you think of sound.
I don't know who
pads.
car that is.
I don't know. I gotta check mine. Hey, check
Push
see
your
what's
button.
going
Say
on. No, that's not me. That's not me. But yeah, you Oh no, you got no fault.
Sorry, y'all.
But, no, you all good. No, but you know, yeah. What was I saying? What was we talking about?
Oh, we was talking about Juice would never. If Juice never took care of him, would he be satisfied with just having that Envyion on the mix on Lucid Dream?
Oh yeah. So so I remember what I was saying. So you go to Atlanta, you think about studios, think of Sound Patch, you think of Gucci Studio. You know what I mean? You think in New York, you think about certain studios, the Mercer, and things like that. But when you think of Chicago, Envyion. That's the Chicago studio. I worked at a mental hospital,
Okay.
and it's this kid loves Juice WRLD. Never been to Envyion, but in his mind, this place is like a mega hit factor. Like he found out I did my podcast. You know it's Juice WRLD. Do you know the guy who recorded Juice WRLD?
Oh yeah.
Tell me about him. Who is he? What is he like? How big is the place? I know it's big. It's plaques everywhere. And I'm like, yeah, it's plaques and shit. But in his mind, it's like,
Right.
it's Motown. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Like, you kind of, let me get a little bit. That's where you go. You know what I mean? So in my mind, in his mind, that shit is like, Envyion is Motown of Chicago rap. Because the roster you just named. Plus, he's into all the up and coming and underground artists and shit. So Envyion is like one of them things that he's like, when I get out of here, first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna save me a few $1,000.
Man, make sure you give him a card, man.
Yeah, man.
He don't need a few $1,000. He just need to come by.
You feel me?
Give him a beat.
And
and
some
come
people
on
really
by.
want to come here because they feel like, man, if Juice WRLD did this and that in this studio, I can do that. That give them hope, like for real.
It's 100% true.
Yeah.
Just to have that
He just
energy.
had Juice had faith in himself, and that's why it worked. Anybody can really do it. It's not.
man.
It ain't just him.
But that's what I love about this place, man. You know, when I first came, I was a little like,
I kept telling him, like, man, you gotta come. This is
I'm
the best
like-
studio. This is the best studio.
because I'm not even gonna lie. I've been to other studios, and you know they make you feel like you own they dime, own they time. And I'm like, man, this a real organic feel. I don't know if we could just tap into an organic feel. Like,
I understand.
it's not like music where, you know what I mean, you could just, you've thought it enough, you said it enough, you know what I mean, it don't matter what's going on around you, you know how you about to do this shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? But with the podcast, it just flows. We used to do
Correct.
scripts, but now we don't even do scripts. Like,
No,
our
it's
artists
not
really
natural.
feel. It's not natural.
And I
So-
never agree with scripts.
So when I came in here and did the podcast from like day one, you know what I mean? We talked, I'm like, yeah, all right, for sure. This is where we at. This home. You know what I mean?
shit, we appreciate you, man. Definitely appreciate you. We're gonna
Man,
keep.
we
We're gonna do more of
appreciate you,
these,
man.
You know, and anything y'all need, man, we're
Yeah.
gonna make it happen.
And you put us on a tequila. What's that? What's the name of
So again, this is a what is it? Addictivo.
Mm-hmm.
Addictivo.
Yeah. Yeah, I've
fuck
seen
with
it
it
all
for
the
real,
time. Yeah,
too.
I'm fucking with it for real.
I like
I'm
that.
fucking with it for real.
Right.
Oh yeah,
This that rich people shit, right?
yeah,
here.
we rich niggas, man. We fucking with
I'm telling y'all, this is $1 billion
Billy-
wheel right here, man.
Big Billy
$1
Willie,
billion.
Big Billy Willie.
I'm
That's-
1,000 there. One day I'm gonna be a millionaire.
I'm telling you, man. I'll speak it over, man. To my son, this is $1 billion wheel right here.
Speaking of $1 billion, man, let's get into this motherfucking segue with this fucking pop-up shop we got going on. We got the Boycott White Pot Presents 420-ish pop-up this Saturday. You know what I mean? 22nd in motherfucking Michigan Avenue, Chicago, Illinois, in the Bronzeville area. It's gonna be decent. Tickets start at $25, and it includes a pre-roll and a fused drink. We still looking for vendors. We're not looking for vendors, but if you want to come slide, because we down there to the limit, we just on some, all right, let's help a couple more people out. So if you're really interested and you got the money, because everything costs, but you gonna make a profit. So it's $100 for the vendors, and that includes a parking space, because you know it's downtown.
Gotta pay for parking.
So that's included. You get a pre-roll.
We're gonna be in the band, so we ain't worried.
You feel me? You get the infused drinks, and they gonna be dope. We got some great vendors coming out. We got a dab bar coming through, so it's gonna be dope.
Yes,
You know what I
sir.
mean? So make sure y'all slide. This the first monthly event we got going on. So a shout out to my homie Bowtie. This his event. We hosting it. G Talk 2020. We'll also be doing podcasts. So if you want to come through and talk some real quick shit, you know, hit us in the DM. And that's it, man. That's going back to the show.
Your boy Boss Chap hosting this Thursday at Club Play.
Oh yeah, we working.
See, man,
This for you, man.
You trying to cut me off?
I got another one. I got another one. I gotta find it.
You trying to cut me off? I got me a little hosting gig.
Oh, yeah, he
all
getting
you
money
artists,
out
all
here.
you rappers that's listening, I'm hosting a showcase at Club Play on 154th and Dixie Highway. If you feel like you got some skills, come on out and showcase them, man.
Yeah.
I want to see everybody come out. I want to hear all
talk.
this good music from the Chicagoland area. Check it out.
Wait a minute,
man.
I'm coming. I'm gonna perform Dynamic Blitz.
Come on.
Come on.
I'm gonna come.
I'm gonna send you the flyer.
Do that shit, man. Do that shit.
Yeah, no, but I definitely wouldn't
Do
mind
that
coming
shit,
out
man.
to support,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Thank you for the tickets. I really appreciate
Yeah,
it.
for sure. I got another one too.
For sure.
But I can't find
I think you dropped it.
I dropped it. I
seen
probably
it, too.
did.
It's right down the floor.
Just a Dick T-Roll got me up. Y'all need to drop some shit.
So, man, before we wrap it up, you got any future endeavors you know you can speak on that you got in the
You know,
in the
really
works?
just creating opportunities in franchising. You
Yeah,
know,
I got in on that franchise.
at the end of 2021, that was my
need in on
commitment
that.
to 2022 was to look into how we was gonna give the world Envyion
I can see it in Atlanta.
instead of just Chicago.
I can see it in Atlanta. I can
Like,
see it
how
in
do
New
we
York.
give the world what we got? Like, how do we make everybody know you know, and you know, I've had practice myself doing 6 different studios in one general area, and it's hard. It's fucking hard.
Yeah.
So I realized that the only way to do it is franchising, and that's the next thing for us. Of course, we got Inception going on, which is the virtual recording process.
Yeah, that's why
we got that going on. We can talk about that at another episode. I know time is limited. We got that going on, but
I need in on that too.
it's a lot of different elements going on. You know, we're gonna build a school. But that's a whole nother thing. We done it in another podcast, man. But I'll make y'all a promise, man. Give me a couple more months. We'll come back and revisit, and I'll tell y'all where we at with.
Yeah, for real. I'm with
How
that.
about that?
Let's shake
You know what?
I'm with that for sure.
we're gonna be our Thanksgiving episode.
Thanksgiving episode.
That's our
All right, cool.
Thanksgiving episode. We're gonna have family. We're gonna have family on this. So we're gonna be Thanksgiving.
We're gonna be family. We're gonna be eating. I'm gonna bring the food. We're gonna have some caterers and all that
come on.
shit. We
Just
gonna
get
have
some, bring some dressing. That's
Hell
all I ask.
I already know.
Bring some
But
dressing.
cheers to you, Will. Love, brother.
Man, I appreciate
Yes,
y'all for
sir.
having me on the show, man.
Appreciate you, G. I definitely need in on that franchise because I'm trying to build my repertoire as an entrepreneur. I really want to go down as one of the greats. You are one of the greats, and it's always good to have great people in your circle if you want to build and expand. And you're one person that I want to include in my circle.
And you are the definition, man, of a boss.
Man,
Like,
thank
you are, man.
honestly, like, cause you are really employing. You got what's your staff? Probably like 20 plus.
Yes.
See?
20 plus people,
Yeah.
man. You paying 20 plus people rents. You feel me? Putting food on the tables.
Yeah, man.
That's why I got $10 in my pocket. That's
But that's the thing. People don't
Popping
understand.
$70 bottles. Come on, man.
But listen, that's
Ain't got
Hey,
your wheels on his neck.
you feel
Come
me?
on.
Hey.
He been preaching to us financial literacies and certain
Hey,
different
man.
ways and priorities ain't together. Dang.
Hey, sometimes you just gotta listen.
be
Don't
humble.
take everything.
That's why
what
he
you see
fired himself
face
in the
value.
morning.
absolutely.
So man, love, bro. We got Will in the building. We in here, Envyion, and once again, you know what it is. It's to see beyond, and that's dope. I really fuck with that name now. Like I was already fucking with the name, feeling the name before, but now that I know, because I'm a real historian of brands, which is weird. Like I know people like Gucci and Ralph for different reasons, but they don't really know like the history and the struggle behind it. So knowing this
See
story,
beyond.
you feel me, of Envyion, and knowing that you started from the garage, the apartment to the garage to
You should be
here.
a part of Chicago Black. Well, you are a part of Chicago Black history.
You are really the Berry Gordy of Chicago.
Come on now.
So
I appreciate it.
love, bro. Appreciate
No, for real, man, because you laid the
People don't-
blueprint and you
for
really
real,
taught
people don't really
all your engineers
drop
how
that
to.
shit. And then we didn't even talk about the podcast side. Like you got some heaters coming through. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you feel me? So you really are like solidified all the, you know what I mean, across the board
All under
when
the
it
wheel,
comes
umbrella.
to
Appreciate it, man. It's a work in progress.
anything that's getting recorded out of Chicago, Chicagoland area. If it's fire, if it's relevant, if it's worth talking about, it's damn near getting that done in Envyion. So kudos to you, bro, for sure.
Appreciate it, man.
You got any shout outs, man?
Any shout outs? Shit, just shout out to my family. Shout out to the people that started with me. You know, $1 Million Mac started with me.
Shout out to
Joe
Mac.
Box started with me. My guy Kevin started with me. Like these all guys really inspired me and started and helped me. You know, just shout out to everybody who really down. Like my whole team. My team, like without them, man, we wouldn't even be having this
Real
shit.
shit.
Like seriously.
Shout out
like,
to Hitter, man.
I get hit at all the props.
Yes,
Like,
sir.
you already know. Like without them, man, really don't even talk about me.
Yeah.
It's all them.
He got a army,
Yeah, he really do.
Seriously, like I ain't
And they really
shit
treat
without
and they
them.
really treat
and it's a
bro
family
like
up here
a
for
general.
sure.
And that's what's so crazy because you got an army and they really treat you like the general. And they talk highly of it.
Man, honestly,
Like,
I
I'll
treat
call-
them like the generals.
I'll call one of the random numbers of Envyion and shit, and I be like, yeah, man, I'm trying to reach real. And they be like, who is this? And I'm like, oh, this Tone Diesel. What's up? What Will at? You know? They're like, does he know you're looking for him? And I'm like, man, is he there? I'm just trying to ask him a question real quick. They're like, well, then they go through the whole chain of command shit with me, and I'm like, all right, man, listen, all right.
Man, look, you got my direct text. You ain't got to worry about that no more.
Yeah, but that's what we good now. You feel me? We family, but yeah, but that's how I knew, like, this is how I want my shit to be ran.
We're going to make it happen. Off air, we're going to talk.
Yeah, for sure.
Off air. But yes, appreciate y'all.
Love, salute.
Thank y'all again.
Salute.
Let's meet back up at Thanksgiving.
Salute visual. Salute hitter. Big bro. We got my boy Will.
Salute Smoke Visuals too, man. He's getting us good on the flicks. We're gonna send them over to you too, man.
Okay, cool. I definitely need those.
We're gonna have you post this on the Envyion page. We need to get a picture on the wall of fame.
Oh yeah, we definitely gotta
come on. After the show, we're gonna take the pictures.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. I ain't got no shout outs, man. You know, I'm just blessed to be here with my brother. You know, be here with another brother, be here with all the brothers, man.
I got some shout outs today, man. Shout out to everybody that had a wonderful Easter, you know what I mean? Shout out to families all over the world, because family is important. And
that's
just
the tequila talking.
No, for real.
Hitter, play the outro. It's time to get up out of here, y'all. We love y'all, man. It's another episode. We about to wrap it up. He on this drunk shit. He about to say, I love all my niggas. I love y'all. About to start hugging niggas and shit. Hitter, throw out the outro. We out.
Y'all know what it is. Folks don't got me drunk.
Through the late nights, it's gonna be alright. When the wind blows, make I shine the light. Alright, alright, alright. It's getting too easy, baby. Yeah, it's getting too easy, baby.